What can you do if reading Scripture itself doesn't directly answer your question? I think that's a good question. All right? Well, you can look in the Bible. Some Bibles have notes or cross references. Sometimes you see little tiny letters and it relates to something else on the page. So that's where the Bible and the people that have studied it want you to look in other places that uses maybe the same thing that's happening, or maybe a same scripture or same word. You could get a study Bible that has more notes even. All right, you might be able to get a commentary, which is writings and explanations from Bible scholars. You could get an app like Logos, or one of my favorite places to go is BibleGateway.com. Also, our bookstore has some great resources if you want to dig into a little more and understand even more. But how do you know if what you find from other sources is trustworthy? That's great. Another good question to ask. Well, one of the answers, you can use the Wesleyan quadrilateral. It's a method of thinking about Christian beliefs in the Bible and the practices we find in the Bible from the writings of John Wesley. And it uses 4 things to help you understand what is being said. The first is Scripture. So does it line up with the rest, what you're reading, line up with the rest of the Bible in how you interpret it? All right, and is it in alignment with what and who God is? You can also look back to tradition. How has the church traditionally used or answered or explained this passage of Scripture? God gave us a brain. You can use reason and logic to understand what the Bible said if you know some of the traditions and what's going on in this part of the world at this point in time, right? Does it make sense? You can also use experience. So what have you read of the Bible so far? What have the people that you're reading about, what have they experienced in their life, and how does that help shape them in their faith?